Welcome to CS 1400. My name is Allison Sunderland, and I'm going to be your instructor for this course. This is a lecture on introductions. So there's three things that I want to do in this lecture. The first one is to do class introductions, to find out a little bit about you. And the second thing that we're going to be doing in this lecture is to do a quick review of the Canvas online software, because I use Canvas extensively in this class, and so I just want to make sure that everybody is on the same page. So we're going to talk about profiles and announcements, which I have sent out several emails about to make sure you have your announcement set up. Then we're going to talk about the email component of Canvas, and then we're going to briefly go through the syllabus and the schedule, and I'm going to give you your first assignment, which will be due no later than 7:30 tonight, at the end of what would be our normal class period. Then I'm going to create a second lecture that talks about our first homework assignment. So for now, I'd like to know a little bit about yourself. So I am sending you, or I'm attaching a link to this page, which will allow you to tell me a little bit about yourself. So in the first column, I want you to input your name, and then the second column is the number of semesters. I would like to know how many semesters you have been a student in college, whether at Weber State or somewhere else. If you've attended school somewhere else and it's been a while, I would like to know how many semesters total, how long it's been since you've been in school. The next column is major. I would like to know what your current major is. Undecided is an acceptable answer. I have no idea because this is my first semester is also an acceptable answer. I would also like to know the programming languages that you're familiar with. You don't have to be a professional getting paid millions of dollars. Just which languages are you familiar with? And then I would also like to know your perceived skill level with Java in particular, on a scale of 1 to 5. 1 being I have no idea anything about Java other than I can spell it and I drink it every morning. That's why I'm taking this 1400 level class. And 5 being I am a professional Java developer who get paid the big bucks to develop program in my current job. So on a scale of 1 to 5, what is your skill level with Java? The next one is your current job, whether or not as a professional Java developer. Being a college student is an acceptable answer for this column. Unemployed is an acceptable answer for this question, this column. The next one is your dream job. This is if education and money were no object. What would be your dream job? For me, my dream job is to be a bar wench in New Zealand. I would like to do that for a year or so. That is an acceptable input into your dream job. Now, being a tenured professor at a university would be a career goal, but my dream job is to work as a bar wench in New Zealand. Okay. So the next one is an interesting fact. I would just like to know something about you. It doesn't have to be illegal or immoral, just something interesting that you would like the class to know. So I'm going to have you come out here and fill in the sheet, and this needs to be done by tonight at 7:30, because the next thing that I'm going to have us do is send out emails. So let's go back into Canvas, let's go into Canvas for a minute. So Canvas is an online management system that we use extensively, that I use extensively. And you can get to it through Weber.instructure, which is the name of the company that creates Canvas, Weber.instructure.com, and it will take you to your dashboard that looks a lot like this. There is a drop-down list of all of the courses that you're currently enrolled in. Don't be worried if all your courses are not there. Every instructor does not have to use Canvas. It's at their own discretion. And so if you click on the link to the current class, it will take you to the information, the specifics of this class. Now, the first thing that I had you do when you sign into Canvas was to update your profile so that you'd be receiving the announcements that I have sent out over the last couple of days. If you click on your name or you click on profile, it will take you to your profile page as a user of Canvas. I mentioned the fact that I wanted you to set up 1 or more ways to be contacted, a text message to your cell phone or the email address you use frequently. And then I asked you to click on the Notifications tab, and it would provide you with a list of all kinds of things that you might want to be notified of. Things like you might want to be notified when somebody grades one of your assignments, or somebody sends you an email or a post on a discussion board. So you can set all of those up, but the one I focused on was announcements right here. I want you to set up announcements as soon as possible for at least one contact method so that you can be receiving the announcements that I'm sending out, especially spring semester when we have the potential to cancel class for snow, or if unforeseen medical emergencies occur and the class has to be canceled. There's another number of other things that I might want to notify you of. I promise I won't inundate you with notifications, but still, you're responsible to know everything that is included in the notifications. If you don't have a cell phone, if you don't have texting, if you don't have an email address, another way that you can get these announcements is back in our original course. There is an announcements tab over here, and if you click on that, that will show you all of the announcements that have been sent out to the class so far. So you'll be responsible for knowing the information that's contained in the announcements. All right, so there's an assignments link that will take you to, let me go into this as a student so we can see it from a student view. So the assignments link will show you all of the assignments that have been given so far. All of them that have been published so far in the course, you can see. Overdue and upcoming assignments, there's also a beautiful gradebook in Canvas that will allow you to see a running total of your grade. Right now it looks like I'm failing the class because I haven't submitted any assignments. If an assignment has been submitted, there will be a paper icon right here under score, and once that assignment has been graded, there'll be a grade, like 8 out of 10, along with a green check mark. Assignments that have been graded will count towards your total. This is a running total in the class. The next link is, I should mention in the gradebook, it has a nice feature that if you're curious to know how a specific grade on any assignment will impact your overall grade, you can click on this link right here and you can key in a value, and it will show you if you get a 10 on that, this is what it would do to my grade. And so if I got a 5 on this, how would that impact my grade? And it will show you, this is not an official score, it's just a hypothetical situation. All right, so the next link is discussions, and you can have online discussions with anyone currently enrolled in this class or any of your classes. The people link will show you a list of all the students who are all of the people, students and instructors who are currently enrolled in this class. You can also have collaborations, conferences, web conferences, live web conferences, and live chats with anybody currently enrolled in this class. The next one we're going to talk about is the syllabus. If you click on the syllabus link, there are two things that you should see here. The first one is the syllabus, and the second one is our schedule, our tentative schedule for the spring semester. So let's look at the syllabus, go over the syllabus kind of quickly. I do not print out or give you hard copy syllabus. This is a technology class, and we're going to try something new and innovative, which is called not printing out syllabus. If you want to copy the syllabus, you're more than welcome to print it out so you have your own personal copy, but I do not provide you with a hard copy. So in the syllabus, it has all of my contact information, along with information about the course itself, the text that we're going to be using, and all the cool and amazing things you're going to learn. And then it has some information about Canvas. So if you're not familiar with Canvas, you can click on these links and it will take you to some tutorials for it. And then once again, announcements, how to set up your profile so that you're receiving announcements. We also have services, student services that are available to all students here on the Davis campus and on the Weber campus. So this is just a small listing of services that are available to you. As a CS student, you are automatically enrolled or given access to our CS network. An account has been provided for you. Our CS network is accessible through any of the classrooms that are CS classrooms. 222 or 223, the one that we hold this class in, is not a CS classroom. Oh, I take that back, it is. So you're going to need to use the CS network password to sign into the computers in the classroom that we use. Your username is your a W followed by the 8 digits of your W number. There's an example of it. The password is the last 4 of your W number followed by a lowercase CS with an exclamation point. So we're going to practice signing into the machines when we meet with class for the first time. All right, as a part of the CS network, we also have a Windows server called Athena that you can, here's instructions on how to log into our Windows server. We also have a Linux server called ICARUS, which you can sign into as well. And it looks like I didn't give you instructions for that. If you're curious to know how to sign into ICARUS, I can tell you how to do that, or you can check our CS website, and there's information about it. All right, so you should be spending approximately 2 to 3 hours per week per hour. So this is a 4-hour class. That would be 12 to 15 hours a week that you'll be spending. That math didn't add up, did it? 2 to 3 would be 8 to 12. I would count on 12 to 15 per week just for this course. It is a challenging course. You're going to be graded. 10% of your grade is going to be classwork. That is coming to class and doing the activities that I asked you to do. For instance, one of the activities that I would have us done in class is to introduce yourself so we could find out a little bit about you. That would have been the first activity that we would have done in class. So we'll be doing a number of things in class. That is 10% of your grade. Classwork cannot be made up. Classwork is done in class and it's submitted at the end of class. If you don't come to class, you cannot make up classwork. With 70% of your grade will be homework assignments. This is a programming class, and so I expect you to be programming. We have no quizzes, we have no exams, no midterm, no final. Instead, we have programs. 70% of your grade is going to be writing Java programs. So we do have a final project. The last 3 weeks of the course will be spent working on a final project in addition to other things, and that'll be a total of 20% of your grade. So the next few sections detail how activities are going to impact your grade. It'll explain a little bit more detail on each one of those items. So, later missing homework assignments. Classwork cannot be made up. If you're not in class, you cannot make up classwork. Homework assignments can be made up if you are absent, excused absence. If you let me know in advance that you're not going to be there. If you are military, I'm going to post out an announcement to our military personnel, letting them know my expectations on submitting work if you are deployed as military personnel. If you're an accident and you bring me a severed body part, which isn't as funny, nearly as funny now that I've broken my own finger. If you come to me after the accident and show me a severed body part, you can make up homework assignments. The next section talks about cheating. Cheating can get you failed on exams, or on assignments, or kicked out of the class. Cheating includes sharing your source code, your Java program with a student, a fellow student, who then takes that program and submits it as their own with very few, if any, modifications at all. You're expected to be doing your own work individually. You can communicate with other people. You can talk to them. You can help them, give them pointers or suggestions, ask them how to do things, but you should not be sharing code. And it's also not a good idea to go to the internet and just download some code and paste 100 lines of strange and bizarre code into your program, because it will be obvious that you have done that and plagiarized work from the internet. So I expect you to be doing your own work. Students found cheating either by using somebody else's code or by giving their code to somebody else will get a failing on that assignment, if not fail the entire class. All right, so that is the next thing that we want to talk about is our tentative schedule. So if you go back to the syllabus, we can see a tentative schedule here. I say it's tentative because I can change it at my discretion. And we're going to have to change a little bit based upon the fact that we're missing the first week of class. So if you'll notice, we're kind of going to be skipping around a bit. We're going to be moving through some of the chapters and skipping around. And this shows an example of the homework assignments and case problems. I'll talk to you more about case problems in the next lecture. So it's a tentative schedule. We do have a spring break, no class on the week of March 9th. We do have a couple of Monday holidays, this coming Monday being one, but this is not a Monday, Wednesday class, so that doesn't impact us. All right, so the last thing that I'm going to have you do is by 7:30 p.m. you should have filled out, every student in the class should have filled out the information on this spreadsheet that I have given you the link to. After the class ends at 7:30, what I would like you to do is I would like you to come back into this document, and I would like you to look for students who have entered a number 1 under the number of semesters, where this is their first semester here at the university or at any university. This is their first semester in college. And once you've identified the students who are their first semester, for all of those students who did not put a 1 here, I would like you to go into Canvas, and under the email section, one of the things Canvas has is a very simplistic email client. It's not Gmail, but it's still an email. It'll allow you to send and receive email, and that's pretty much all we need it to do. So all the students who are seasoned university students who have been going to school more than 1 semester, I want you to send an email to our first semester students with a paragraph of your sage advice on how to be successful at college. You have made it through at least 1 semester. You have some ideas about how to be successful, how to get your homework done, how to show up in class, how to be successful. So I want you to send an email to all the students on the spreadsheet who have indicated it's their first semester, giving them sage advice, wisdom, giving them encouragement about how to be successful in college. Now, for those students who have entered in here that this is your first semester, for all the students who tell me this is your first semester, I want you to send me an email telling me your greatest concerns about starting college. So that is your homework assignment that is due tonight. I'm going to create another lecture that talks about the first homework assignment that will be due next week that you should start working on now. So I'll continue in the next lecture.